It started with a few voices but grew in popularity and is now written and unwritten law in our society. Political correctness is nothing but the hindrance of the triumph of reason. And on college campuses, it is the coddling of the minds that are supposed to be the future of this nation. The idea of political correctness is the principal force behind the movement to scrub clean college campuses of words, ideas, behaviors, symbols, and subjects that could potentially be perceived as offensive or insulting. The UC system has outlined a list of microaggressions in an effort to educate the ignorant. Microaggressions are seemingly harmless words or actions that harbor no malicious intent but are considered a form of verbal violence. Some examples of microaggressions according to the University of California are, I don't believe in race, I believe the most qualified person should get the job, everyone can succeed in this society if they work hard enough, and America is the land of opportunity. We have come to a point in political correctness where the American dream itself, some of the core values that America was founded on, are considered offensive and oppressive. The supporters of political correctness give up their First Amendment rights by choice in favor of a false belief that they have the right to be free from being offended, and then demand that you and all others do so as well. If you refuse, you are publicly declared as being not politically correct and become the object of persecution. So people either fall in line or stay quiet. People are afraid of expressing their own opinion. What many fail to understand is that there is a fundamental difference between being politically incorrect and being rude. You may state the truth in a factual and polite manner and argue with logic and reason for your point. If the truth hurts you, if you don't like the truth, if the way things are bother you, then you have the power to change the way that you react to those truths, and you have the power to work to change that truth. I have 4 minutes. The political correctness movement of today is focused on the emotional well-being of people while pontificating about human rights, yet doing nothing about them. Instead, they will focus their efforts, their times, their lobbying on how not to hurt anyone's feelings instead of working to solve the real issues around society. These human rights groups and their supporters are more focused on patently more pressing issues, such as demanding that the so-called institutionally racist police force at UCI be banned. These students who, in an institution of our higher education that is supposed to prepare them for the outside world, pursue the narcissistic goal of creating safe spaces so they may never be faced with conflict, never learn how to deal with negative emotions, who seek the idealistic and unrealistic goal of creating and inhabiting a fantasy world where nothing is wrong. These self-proclaimed pseudo-social justice warriors who fight the fight against marginal oppression and offensiveness are frankly, in the context of history, among some of the most privileged whiners that we've ever had. They are the very things that they claim to fight against. They are so full of indignant self-righteousness that they cannot hear the cries of help from those who need it.
What the real issue here is, or what the real discussion we need to be having here, is the difference between manners and freedom of speech. We can argue that Donald Trump has the right to say what he wants. We can also make the argument that some of the stuff can be perceived as offensive, and that's fine. But what we need to understand is that we should not be pressuring someone to say or to not say something. People have a right to say it, and although it can be offensive, you can't control what people are saying. And quite to the contrary, I want to make the argument and highlight the point that I believe the Trump campaign is a manifestation of people being tired of political correctness. One of his very central messages of his campaign is the idea of no political correctness, no, we're not going to listen to the media, all that stuff. And that's from policies, like we've heard earlier, that argue that, oh, we have to control what this person thinks. Or, oh, no, you shouldn't say that. Or, labeling someone a racist or a bigot, even if they were a racist or a bigot, throwing out labels like that does nothing to solve the issue. In political correctness, the idea that we have to somehow coddle people and somehow, control what we say, that does nothing to promote a meaningful discussion.
Most of the African Americans who are killed from gun violence are killed by other African Americans. So look at the facts. Look it up. And to judge a man in blue by the situation that they're in, they're going out there every day, risking their lives for the protection of the people. And I think to attribute it to one cause as the police system is institutionally racist is closed-minded, looking at it closed-mindedly. Of course, there's many causes for something like this, but I think that you have to look at them all, look at all the facts, and equally, and judge from those, not from how you may perceive this institution to be. In America, you have the option, if you so choose, to work hard for success. And you cannot tell me that this does not exist, because I am the child of 2 immigrants who came to America with absolutely nothing. And they worked hard to get an education so that they could better their lives. You work hard for your success. And to claim that it's racism that is preventing you from doing so, some of the times that may be valid. But most of the times, it sets up people for failure because they have this idea in their mind ingrained that they cannot be better. And it also gives them an excuse for failure if they do so. So I disagree with you there. In America, you have the option to work hard for your success, and you can achieve it if you choose so.
What I want to say is that the idea that we should ban these holidays or say, no, you shouldn't do that is ridiculous. I can say as a Christian that you're appropriating Christian culture by taking a celebration that was originally meant to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ and instead now give away presents for it. I don't care what your religion is, but I can make that argument. Honestly, I love presents. That's fine. We all do. But I'm just flipping that argument on its head. And I hope you can all see that you can do it with both sides. So no one should pick and choose. Everyone's, free to celebrate whatever they want to do, and that's that. If you want to, celebrate Cinco de Mayo, no, that's cultural appropriation unless it's for fun. They only said dressing up as a leprechaun can be fun, and notice the difference there. I'm sure there's a lot of Irish people in this audience. My friend Charles right there is Irish, and why do you say dressing up as a sombrero or whatever can be racist or cannot be racist? And you're not saying that dressing up in a goofy hat and all green, looking around for pots of gold, is not a cultural appropriation. It is. Don't say something is cultural appropriation and then something very equal is not. It either is or it is not, and choose one. Thank you.